So, on September 11, 2001, mayhem and malice and murder were done. Jet fuel the culprit, the story we're told, but who knows, sure, these theories, they never get old. Now, not to make light of these tragic events, but there's always been bits that have never made sense, and there's experts and architects arguing years, all it does is expose and expand on our fears. But what if in hindsight and purely for crack that something went wrong with the plan of attack? And what if poor Ahmed and Atta had gotten their wires crossed arseways, being hung over rotten? And the hookers and cocktails that hammered all night had left them in no shape to handle the flight. They were racked with the fear, and a few had to spew as they entered the cockpit to tie up the crew. Guaranteed martyrdom, virgins in heaven, the terminal flight of the 767. Now, lads not well used to the sessioning scene should know never to operate heavy machines, and the mind can be muddled in puddles of vom as a time-proven way for your day to go wrong. Well, the plane was lined up as the rookie test pilot clapped his hand to his mouth, made a run for the toilet, and the Boeing's trajectory was altered so slight, but missed the Twin Towers by a foot to the right, and straight towards a building just 20 blocks north, owned by a billionaire famed for resorts. And gathered and converging en masse, the planet's elite had gathered to witness the carnage beneath. Invited celebrities sipped their champagne, with Mossad refusing to share their cocaine. Princesses, princes and blue bloods of old, oil sheiks and spies that came in from the cold. Rothschilds and Kissingers, Bushes and Clintons, Bill himself chatting up the bow of Paris Hilton, and each corporate director of Pestilence Inc. had all been invited to Trump's for a drink. A new era they promised of prophets look good, illuminating the source with rivers of blood. They toasted themselves as catastrophe loomed, then a stone chilly silence fell over the room. And in the blink of an eye, the purveyors of death realised all at once they had drawn their last breath. Well, the panic was instant and spread like a fungus. Jimmy Savile grabbed Paris because she was the youngest. There was royalty trampled to death on the stairs as the pilotless Boeing flew on unawares. And the hijacker who'd recently given his soul was still in the jacks with his head in the bowl. Well, the impact of aircraft and building was savage. The top floors ablaze with unfixable damage. Not a single survivor escaped from the towers. The structure she burned for a good 90 hours. And later that day of such treacherous treason, the Twin Towers collapsed for no feckin' reason. And baffling the experts for decades to come was wondering where had the 1% gone. Invasions and subterfuge died on that day. No one really missed the old CIA. America soon would get over its grief, and peace now returned to the president's brief. And alas, it's not true. It just makes me feel sad. This was all just a dream that I had.
Very good, very good.